This is a 2025 GMC Sierra 2500 AEV edition with the gas engine. And I'm excited to show you guys the payload on this truck. I borrowed it from Jerry Seiner, GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. Be sure to ask for Frank for availability. Let's go ahead and check out the window stickers so you guys can see options and features on this build. At the very top is the description with the colors for the interior and exterior. And then this is a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause. Now base price comes in at $83,200, and this one has the AEV edition at $9,390. Gooseneck and fifth wheel prep package. Sterling paint with the engine block heater. Now with destination at $1,995, the truck has a total price of $95,725. As I've said in the past, and I'll keep saying it, this is probably the best looking truck on the market. And when you add these off-road bumpers to it, it just changes it. Now, I don't know if you guys know this. I was going to do a separate video on it, but I figured I'll just go ahead and tell you guys. You can now buy these bumpers for your non-AEV edition truck, and it costs $6,000 for just the front bumper, and I think it's like $3,000 for the rear or $3,500 for the rear, something crazy. So everyone complaining about this package costing so much, that's why it costs so much, because if you want to get it out the market, it's going to cost even more. And that's not including the skid plates either, or the fact that you have an AEV edition truck. Now, I do know that these have the same crash ratings as the factory bumpers do, and so they're just a little bit more overbuilt. But again, for $6,000, it's a lot of money. I was like, whoa, I don't think I'm getting those bumpers. But nevertheless, you do have the full LED headlights and fog lights, front parking sensors. You do have these cast recovery hooks right here. Also front camera, active grille shutters. This is really a nice truck. The bronze color on the front end, that's how you know it's a AT4X versus a regular AT4. You can black out all these emblems too if you like. And this is why you buy this truck. You have ridiculous ground clearance, and you have these huge skid plates, and they really do protect the bottom end for like splash, all that good stuff. Now as far as the suspension goes, you guys see that this has the fabric material for the liner. Also, you have that DSSV, so this does not use deflective discs. It uses dynamic suspension spool valves. So there is a chamber in there for your oil reservoir, two built in there. And independent front suspension, you can see those stamped skid plates right there. Yeah, they give you one even for the transmission. And here are the tires. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory MTs. Here is that size. It's gonna be an LT 305 70 18-inch wheel, and these are basically 34.8 inches tall, 12 inches wide, so they're a really meaty tire. Here's a tire capacity, 3,750 pounds, 65 psi max. And I'll step back a little bit so you can see those wheels. They do protect the valve a little bit too. You see how the wheel has a lip there to protect that. And I like this off-road look too. It says Salta GMC 8 lug. And again, look at more of that ground clearance, better approach angle for the tires. Yeah, this is it right here. This is one of the best trucks on the market. Now as you get closer, you can see those clearance lights. They do widen these fender flares, in case you forgot. They do actually shorten the mud flaps too to give you better ground clearance. And then here's that badging for the gas engine. More blackout around the mirrors, door handles. They give you the gloss black too around the windows too. Power deployable running boards come standard. And let's see if we can see more skid plates. Oh yeah, so there is one for the transfer case. It's stamped, And the one further up there, that is for transmission, as I said. They don't give you one for the fuel tank or the rear diff, but that rear diff is pretty overbuilt, so they don't really have to give you a skid plate. 36-gallon fuel tank. Then here's that rear suspension. You have 5 leaks in the main pack. That bottom one being a helper spring. More Multimatic DSSV. Liner in the rear. And this one has those AEV bumpers. Looks really good. I know some people don't like the matted finish here. I think it looks mean. Like when you see the truck rolling down the road, it looks mean. I actually wouldn't mind putting this on my truck. Now obviously, this is nothing new. GMC has these multi-pro tailgates, and when you get the AEV edition, or actually when you get the AT4X, excuse me, you get this kicker sound system. You do have light options too right here. This one has a 5th wheel prep package, 4 and 7-pin bed lights. You have 2 cameras above, one for bed view, one for the rear view mirror. 400 watts of power right there. And this tailgate has so many functions too. That's why it's called multi-pro. It says multi-functions. Now, one thing I love about this truck, and whether you get the AEV or not, they give you a full-size matching wheel and tire, and they actually match the wheel to the ones on the truck, which is nice. 342 rear, and it has a electronic locker. You guys see your Multimatic. This one back here has that triangular styling to it too, for the body, for that shock. And as I said, one of those like in that formation, you do have that oil reservoir in there too for the cooling. Out back you have these cast recovery hooks, and you do have an option to put lights right there. And here's a nice side view of the truck. Who remembers the time when Toyota offered a TRD supercharger for the Tundra? I'm talking about the 5.7 liter V8. It was a factory option. It wasn't cheap, but you can get the supercharger up to power. You can get bigger brakes. You can get the sway bars. You can lower the truck if you wanted to. You could really just spruce up your Tundra. I wish that GM offered something like that for this engine. There seems to be more in the tank for this configuration, but for some reason they're sticking at that 401 horsepower and was it 464 pound-feet of torque. I know there's more horsepower to be had out of this engine for sure. Now they do use a cast iron for the block, and it does have the nodular iron main caps. Also, they're using a forged steel crankshaft, billet steel camshaft, and 10.8:1 compression. So even if they just did a cold air intake with maybe a premium fuel tune, we could probably maybe get an additional 30 to 40 horsepower out of this engine. But nevertheless, it's still a really good performer. That 401 horsepower does come in around 5,200 RPMs, and 464 pound-feet of torque comes at around 4,000. And they did add that 10-speed transmission behind it, so the steps are closer, which makes this truck better for towing. And I feel like it feels more like a premium truck, excuse me, that's what I'm trying to say. It feels more like a premium truck with that 10-speed behind it. And yeah, let's just see how things go this year, next year. Maybe they will offer something for this gas engine. Just when you thought this truck couldn't get any better, I open the door and show you this Obsidian Rush interior. I think this is the best interior in the segment. No one is even close, personally. Now, with that being said, when it comes down to that sporty feel that this interior gives you, it also has some luxury. Like, for example, on the roof, you guys see right there, you have the suede on the A and B pillars. They also wrap your grab handles in leather. 16-way front seats with massage function. Also, if you go off-road and you get a little sideways, you can actually adjust the bowstring here. You also have some shoulder support adjustments too. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel. The only thing that's not luxurious is you don't have power like the Fords do, but yes, you still have four-wheel drive auto, which you cannot get with the Fords. And this one has all your lighting controls right there. Check out the graphics on the dash right there, piano black and premium leather treatment here. You have like this burnt wood, and you have more of that black chrome that you see around this interior too. Great speaker grill. Let's go ahead and quickly check out the passenger side. Great red and white stitching with white piping that makes its way over to the seats too. You have like this silver finish around the knobs. Stepping in is really easy with these power deployable running boards. More leather, a little bit of storage down there. A little bit of storage here with this velvet. Down below, let's see. Can you use this truck for a bed camper? Shockingly, they say you can. 2,052 pound weight rating. I'm actually shocked by that. This truck does come standard with the tire pressure monitoring system for your trailer. And these all-weather floor mats come a part of the AEV Edition 2 standard. And then out back, as I said, they do wrap this grab handle in leather. Yeah, this does have the 12-way 2 sound system, so you get these extra speakers in the rear and around the interior. You have a few more. I think it comes in with 9 speakers, so you have like 3 extra ones, I believe. Yeah, this is such a nice truck. I'm still happy with mine, for sure. Outboard heated seats, USBs, seat back pockets. Let's go ahead and jump back over to the driver's seat. Here's your locker. Down below, downhill assist right there. Trailer brake. And they do provide, actually hold on before I show it to you. You guys see your center console. A little bit of more of that black chrome around those cup holders there. Yeah, they do provide that wireless charger down below. 2 USBs. This is the only power plug 120 volt in the interior. That you just have one in the bed. They do illuminate that area. Just above, you guys see your other camera view here. That was above the cab. That's one of them. Home link. You can slide that rear glass and control the sunroof. On this screen, 13.4 display, and then you have a 12-inch on this side. The other camera view above the cab was this one. You can zoom in. It does turn on the bed lights too when you turn this camera view on. You see that this is all grayed out too. Those are your other cameras. I didn't show you the camera provisions on the back of the bumper, but they're just above the 7-pin connector. If you plan on going off-road, they do have these top views here, or these side views for the tires. It's just really nice stuff that they give you on this one. I love what they've done overall with this truck. I think they have the best infotainment for learning because it's just so simple. Some people don't like change, but this truck has a very simple view on how you can set things up on this truck here. Now if you go to settings and go to vehicle, here's a few things that you can change inside of here. Climate and air quality is right here. Also you have comfort and convenience. Ooh. If you want to disable your rain sensing wipers, you can. Your lighting can be controlled. And that's pretty much it. I mean, this screen here is pretty customizable too. Be sure to check out my other videos I've done in the past. Let's go and check out the payload because that's what I really want to see on this truck. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 5,200 pounds. The rear is 6,600 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 10,850 pounds. 18/9 wide wheels. And you guys see right there? 2,802 pounds of payload. Here's a yellow sticker. So I want to really quickly show you the tire pressure. 45 psi, 55 in the rear. And towing capacity is going to be 16,000 for conventional, and then 16,900 for gooseneck, which I think is about what it is with the non AEV edition trucks. If you get a diesel, they do lower that conventional, or excuse me, they lower the gooseneck number for you there. Curb weight 8,048 pounds. So this is a heavy truck. The reason why I show these numbers is because if you had a diesel option truck, that truck would have 11,350 for the gross fuel economy rating, but with the fifth wheel prep package, and I guess that's really the only option you can really add to this, except for like the high idle switch and, you know, engine block heater. Actually, did this truck have an engine block heater? Yes, it did. You don't really see those with gas engines, but someone added that on here. But yeah, this truck would have like around 2,500 pounds of payload with the fifth wheel prep package though. So that's why having the gas engine makes a little bit more sense, because you do pick up a few pounds with this AEV edition truck. But I hope you guys liked the video. This is truly a nice one. And yeah, be sure to reach out to Frank, see if it's available, see if we can get a discount. See you guys soon.